track was like way too wet to start with. Like they did a full track prep and they had one car running around. So by the last run, I'd buzzed enough with the top off it, but still too wet.
Yep, fun times. All right, I think we are officially live, which is fantastic. So a big welcome to all our journos watching via YouTube. This is also going to go out live on Facebook as well for all the punters. I'm going to give it a couple of plugs today. I want to get some good fan questions going. So send me some fan questions if you're listening in on Facebook Live, and I'll try and pass them on to the boys. Scott McLaughlin's checked in for a big win today. Course staff Darwin. SuperSprint Championship battle continues with Jamie Whincup on the podium, and Cam Waters, welcome back to the podium as well. First time we've had a virtual presser with Cam, I think, so far. So let's get into it. I'll throw a few questions in myself. I'll get some questions from the journos. They're coming in on WhatsApp. And like I said, I'll get some questions from the punters soon. Let's start with the 17. Strategy game, Scott, compared to last week was quite interesting. You guys made the call to try and pit ahead of that 88. It seemed to work. What was that communication like from the car leading into that?
Well, we did everything that we wanted to do last week. And Jamie and 88 had played a really good strategy last week in regards to even with the two rears as well. So I guess having the benefit of being able to go from last week to this week, being able to try something new was a good thing, and we definitely wanted to be ahead of the game in regards to getting the undercut and a few other things. So it was, as you saw, it was pretty tight on the exit, but managed to sort of just sneak in front, and that was pivotal.
Were you surprised that you managed to beat the 88 into the pits, given what happened last week?
No. I think we had a plan, and especially when we got the lead at the start of the race. I mean, at the start we got the lead, and we were able to sort of you sort of can control. It's really up to you. So I think we made the call on our own decision.
I'll just follow straight up on that with you, Jamie. Last week you guys had them. This week it turned out the other way. What were you thinking when you saw the 17 duck into the pits?
Well, we thought we were a chance for sure. We went for Scotty pitted, and I did one more lap, and it was a good pit stop. We just didn't quite get. It was bloody close like it was yesterday. It went our way last week. Didn't go our way this week. So my car probably wasn't quite as good today as what it was last Sunday. So 17 was probably a little bit faster, who probably deserved to win.
Shane had a couple of issues with the motor, it sounded like, during the race. Were you aware of that at all? He was down on straight line speed. He's
for some reason this weekend, 97's been a little bit down on straight line. So I think they'll replace a few things tonight to see if see what the issue is, and hopefully rectify for tomorrow.
Just before I get into the journo questions, because it's a bit of a topic about the journos, Scotty, you put up a post this morning. I won't ask you about the post, but I just want to know what sort of feedback you've had from people you've spoken to, and what feedback did you get online to that?
Pretty good feedback, because it's just the normal, just negative stuff that doesn't need to be brought up. I mean, it's fine to have a bits and pieces between the team, and you're never going to have good stories, but I feel like there's just certain press out there that just continually highlight the negative, not the positive. So it's been called out.
All right, let's get into it from the journos then. Mostly positive stuff coming from the journos. We're happy to know. Let's go from Simon Chapman and Speed Cafe. We'll bring Cam in here. Cam, all Tickford cars seem to have found some sizable gains from last week. What do you guys attribute that extra speed to today? Oh, Cam has frozen. You got me there, buddy?
Oh, cutting out.
You're cutting out a bit, brother.
Yep, I got you, mate.
I've got you.
Hang on 1 second. Is that better?
You could say that. I can hear you nice and clearly. Why don't you just give us the answer anyway, because we can hear you.
Okay, there we go. Let's see if that'll do it. We might go away from it. So, we tried a lot of things in practice. So, all of our cars kind of spread our wings and tried all different things, and we kind of come back to what we found in practice, and in quali, we're all up there pretty tight, which was very positive. Jack didn't have tyres for his top 15 shootout, so that's why he was down the order a little bit. But we found a little bit, but we're still probably a chunk away from those, the two cars that finish in front of me. So yeah, we're thereabouts. We're finding gains, but we just got to keep chipping away.
How much did the switch to the one compound this weekend, Cam, affect the speed and your own personal performance?
Yeah, the one tyre is much better from my point of view. Last week, we were chasing the car quite a lot, and we found pace in both the hard and the soft tyre. But, yeah, for me, just having a bit more of a basic tyre format, everyone's on the same strategy, obviously, in that race, which was good. So if you qualify well, you're in for a good shot without, other people putting on tyres and finish in front of you, even though they probably didn't have the car speed. So, yeah, my point of view, I'm enjoying the more basic tyre rules, but yeah, it is what it is.
All right. From Andrew Van Leeuwen, motorsport.com, for Jamie, is pole on the wrong side of the track given the long run to T1, where you had that really good battle between you and Scotty?
I don't think so. No, there was actually a bit of grip out. No, I think it's pretty even now. It probably wasn't as good early in the week, but there's been a few starts being done down the inside now. So no, it was pretty even. I'm not complaining about the dirty side of the track. It was a good race, good battle, and I lost out by 1 car length and 1 centimetre, unfortunately.
I'll follow that up with a question from Steph Bartholomeus from Supercars.com. You appear to just move slightly on the start there, Jamie. Did it affect you? Did it affect your start? And were you worried about getting a penalty for that one?
No, I always do that. I always move a little bit and then stop before the red light goes out. But, yeah, I'll be going up to have a chat to race control shortly. They started the session a little early and then stopped it. And then I think the red light went off probably a little under the regulation. I think it's 1 to 3 seconds. So it was a little bit too quick. So not that it affected me, but we'll just try to make sure we get it right next time.
Oh, that's interesting, because Scott Pye stalled it at the start of the race, and we haven't got to the bottom of what happened there, but maybe that's got something to do with it.
I'm tipping that was the issue. Yeah, a lot of people had bad starts then because the red light went off too quick.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. There might be some follow-up. I'll leave that open. And a reminder to all our Facebook viewers as well, you can chip some questions in. Scotty, thoughts, this is from AVL as well, mate. Thoughts on moving past Brocky today on the all-time wins list? That's pretty special.
Yeah. It is very cool. There's no comparison between us. I don't like he's in regards to myself. There's so less races compared to there is now. Just very proud to be in that name, that part of the sport, and that leaderboard. I guess, pretty proud moment for me and my family.
I'll push one down to the rest of the field here and bring Cam back in from Craig Revell inside Supercars.com. The conditions are pretty hot, obviously, hotter than normal than what we're used to seeing up there. Do you think you could complete a sprint race if you had a cool suit failure, given how hot it is? Cam, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think you probably could, but you'd be struggling at the end of the race, that's for sure. But, we probably seal the cars up quite a lot more now because the cool suits are so good. So, like, if you weren't allowed to run a cool suit, you'd probably just have a little bit more air coming into the cars. But, for me, if your cool suit failed, I'd still be able to smash it out, I reckon. You'd just be pretty buggered at the end of it.
Yeah, right. Jamie, it is hotter, but the races are shorter than normal as well, particularly Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think you could do a 200K here with no cool suit, but 120, you'll be pretty ordinary, but you'll get through.
Cam, again from Craig Revell, how are you feeling about staying in Queensland until Bathurst? And how are the team going on the prolonged road trip at the moment?
I'm having a hell of a time up here. It's been awesome. I've been, we stayed at SeaWorld, which is a lot of fun. We've come up here, been fishing, driving sprint cars, doing all the scenic stuff. So it feels like a bit of a big holiday for me. My girlfriend's come on the road with me as well. So I guess I'm missing my family, but yeah, got the girlfriend with me, so it's not too bad. So more feeling for all the crew, obviously, that they've got their wives and loved ones at home, and a couple of guys have got pregnant wives. So that's real tough on them.
Well, this actually leads perfectly into my first fan question. This one's from Stuart Rowley, who says, "Are you all looking forward to heading home?"
I don't know when that'll be, but yeah, maybe one day.
I think for the Queensland guys, home is not too far away.
No, we can't complain. Of course, we've been away for a bit, but there's no way we're complaining. There's people locked up down in Victoria, which is where our thoughts are at the moment. We feel pretty guilty up here in the sun, just racing cars. It's literally all we're going to do is social dip. Apart from that, though, we're living a fairly normal life. So obviously, hopefully, that what we're doing from a sports point of view is, if anything, just giving the people in lockdown some entertainment and something to cheer about.
I'll go on with one from Ken Burns here. Ken, you're fourth in the championship. Can you catch Scott and Jamie if there are 5 more events, including the 300 points at Bathurst? A lot to think about. But championship contenders?
I don't know. I think we've got to find a bit of car speed if we want to go hunt, those boys down. But we're just hanging in there, trying to get points and trying to work on our problems that we've got with the cars. So for me, I'm not going to focus on trying to hunt them down. I know what I've got to do to to be able to do that, and that's to fix the car speed. So that's priority at the moment.
From Alan Biddle, if the Bathurst date does get pushed back a week, how will that affect the teams and drivers? I'll start with Jamie on that one from a top dog point of view. How will that affect things, mate?
Well, it'd be okay for the Queensland teams because we will go back home and we'll be home for another week or so, and then we'll head down. We're still not sure whether we'll need to quarantine when we come back to Queensland or not, so we may need to do a 2 weeks quarantine, but most likely my guess is as good as anyone's that that could be the end of the championship after Bathurst, so we'll quarantine for 2 weeks and then have 5 months off. But really, for the Queensland-based teams, it's not a big issue. It's just for the Victorian teams, they're going to be away for a little bit longer. So yeah, that's where all our thoughts are, and just trying to make it. If we can make it as easy as possible for them, then that's the direction we'll head in.
Alrighty, Scotty, this one's straight out of, I don't know if it's like a high school counsellor question or a job interview from PJ Harms. Scotty, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Racing cars.
Yeah, racing cars and maybe have a kid. I don't know.
Maybe a kid. You got the dog.
Yeah.
I'll follow it up a little bit for our good buddy PJ. You're not too fussed where or when, as long as it's fast and fun?
Yep. Exactly.
Can't give us a little bit more? All right, how about this one then? Question for everyone. This one is an interesting one because it comes from your co-driver, buddy. Tim Slade said on Twitter today, if you can't fit in a test day because of COVID, Supercars should run a possible 500k enduro at Queensland Raceway before Bathurst. Give the co-driver some laps. Guys, what are your thoughts on that one? We'll start with Jamie. Last question.
Start with me. Initially, 500Ks, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of wear and tear, a lot of tires, the whole lot. When you got no idea how crazy it is. Like, trucks are literally been up here for 3 weeks, and then we go straight to Townsville. We're going through componentry like you wouldn't believe. We're just trying to fix things and get cars together to get to the next race. So, hey, we'd love to do a 500K or another enduro somewhere, but just realistically, the workload on the teams is massive. They're doing an unbelievable job. It's gonna be so tough to get through what's proposed till Bathurst. So realistically, I can't see it being possible to do a 500K race before the great race.
Queensland 500, bring it back. That's where it started all those years ago for you.
Remember the rat was backwards in turn 2 gravel trap, and that guy come out and give him a hug? Maybe that'll come back. Anyone remember that?
That could be you, Scotty, with the bloke at the plumber's crack running out, giving you a big bear hug.
Look, if we've won, that's the main thing. I don't care who comes out and gives me a hug.
What do you reckon? It's Tim Blade's question, I guess. So do you want to see the co-drivers get some big laps in before?
I think from my point of view, like Tim hasn't really driven our car too much, so apart from the test day, so more laps the better. But Jamie's answering it from a team owner's perspective, or and I'm probably looking at it right now. If Jamie hadn't answered that way, I would have come straight back and said, no, that'd be awesome. I want to race more. So it's sort of everyone's in, drivers who don't really understand the budgets and all that sort of stuff want to race as much as they can, but then on the other side, like Jamie said, you've got componentry, you've got other stuff. So we've got to be right on top of it.
Will, how important are co-driver laps before the great race?
Sorry,
to Cam. Sorry, how important? I was thinking about Will as co-driver. How important is it for Will to get laps before we head to Bathurst?
Well, if Will's in my car, then it's really important. But I guess you got to get the co-drivers laps. You don't want to go up to Bathurst and have co-drivers that haven't really driven the cars at all. There's a somewhat of a safety thing as well going around there. You ask a lot of your co-drivers at the best of times, so you want to make sure they're comfortable in the cars. But it'll be good to, I don't know, maybe the Supercars can put on a few co-driver sessions for them instead of a 500k race. I think what Jamie said about the wear and tear, it's hard enough for us, especially the Victorian teams getting parts up here and stuff. So doing a 500k race would be a killer for us, but maybe a couple of co-driver sessions would be enough.
Okay, guys, thanks for your time. Just to wrap up, the journos just wanted a follow-up from Scotty and Will about the starting lights. Did you notice that as well, guys, on the grid?
No. I mean, it was quick, but I kind of expected they were going to be quick because I felt like they were long last week. So,
Ken?
I just go when the lights go out, mate, so it was fine for me.
All right. God knows how long we're going to be on for tomorrow. I'm going to feel like it's going to be a very long one tomorrow. Thanks for your time, boys. Appreciate
Maybe
it.
It was like time. Maybe I'm just getting old.
Maybe you're not ready for it.
I'll come back to you on the time. I'm guessing like 0.9 of a second.
Right. If you've pulled that out, I'll be very impressed. Well done. Go have a chat at Race Control. See what they say.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.